Are you ready to learn to get rid of stress in your life? To learn how to deal with the emotional turmoil that causes strokes, heart attacks, bad health, and even weight gain? Life-changing habits for work, family, and everyone you deal with start here with Andrew Wittman. It's time to get warrior tough. Here's Andrew Wittman and Dutch Coleman.
All right, it's time to get warrior tough, the most monumental hour in media anywhere. We are your leadership and mental toughness coaches, Andrew Wittman and the Dutch Coleman.
What's happening, everybody?
Dutch, I got to tell you, man, I miss you. It was so much fun hanging out with you last week, man.
Oh, man, yeah, it was absolutely a blast, man. It seemed like it was vacation while working, so I'm all for that, man. We need to keep the train going.
I love it, man. So, all right, so you're back at State College, and I'm in Annapolis, coming to you live from Annapolis, Maryland, just a few blocks away from the U.S. Naval Academy, doing some consulting work here in Annapolis. And, man, it's a beautiful city, dude. It's just, it really is pretty.
Absolutely, that's one of the spots a lot of people need to go. Whether you're visiting the Naval Academy or whether you're just taking in some of the sights of the and sounds of the area, it's a great place to visit.
Yeah, it really is really awesome. So anyway, this past week, man, we've been running on overdrive. So you and I, we did the thing in Florida. We came back. Oh, and by the way, congratulations on your 99-yard touchdown reception in the Alumni game for the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah.
You were the whole way we're coming back from Florida. Dutch is like, I don't know if I'm going to play in the Alumni game. I don't know. I'm not, my back hurts. And, and I was like, dude, okay, don't do it. Next thing I know, I see a tweet. Coleman, right? It was like an article or something in the Insider or something. Coleman gets a 99-yard. I'm like, are you kidding me? First, I didn't think it was real. I was like, he didn't play. What's that?
Yeah, I didn't think it was real either. You know how when you show up and then, people start talking trash and then all the memories come out and you're like, oh, man, I got to play. I got to do something. We're out here.
That's
we're having
awesome.
too much fun. So going to the locker room, get dressed and like, all right, let's do this. And it ended up being a lot of fun. No one got hurt. And it put another one in the books. And hopefully we can be out there again next year.
That's awesome, dude. I love it. I absolutely love it. I just, it's just cool. And you are beating, Father Time, dude. Because you know what? If Brett Favre was in as good a shape as you are, he could probably come back and play it again. But is your secret the double Klondike bar? Is that the daily double Klondike bar? Is that your secret to staying in great shape and being able to run 99-yard touchdown passes back?
I tell everyone, there's only one thing that held me back from being in the NFL, and that was talent. I had everything else.
You had everything else. Yeah, okay. You had the work ethic. Yeah, that's so funny. Well, anyway, it was really a crazy. Okay, so then we got through the weekend. You finally got home Sunday after you'd been gone from your family for a week. So it was a big week for you. So then Monday, and the Masters was Sunday night. So Monday, my phone was ringing off the hook, and I did interviews all over the country about mental toughness and the whole Jordan Spieth thing. So I was on ESPN with Bill Daughtry's show. That was pretty cool. He's a legend. I was on Golf Talk Live. I was on Como out in Seattle and KSL out in Utah, and with Brian Martin. It was Tom Hutley out in Seattle. And it was just, man, it was really cool. Get Warrior Tough this week is just, we're starting to break out and take it to the next level, man.
We are, and it's not anything that we didn't expect. We've been putting in the work. We've been grinding. We've been trying to get these things done. So some of the fruits of our labor are starting to rear its heads, and just getting above that dirt. And I'm excited about what we're going to be doing moving forward. Yeah,
and then on top of all that, in Free Company, which is a high-speed business magazine for the younger set. It's kind of like freecompany.com. Anyway, Gwen Moran interviewed me for an article called 5 Habits of Getting Over Self-Limiting Beliefs, and that came out on Monday. And so the website was blowing up because, people that were reading that article all across the country were going to our website because she linked in our stuff, and that was really sweet of her. So shout out to Gwen. Thank you.
Now, is that Free Company or Fast Company?
Was it Fast Company? It's Fast Company. Wow, man.
Fast Company.
Yeah, Fast Company. Yes. You're right, Dutch. See, I just want to see if you were awake. It's fastcompany.com. Free Company. No, it's Fast Company. Holy smoke, I don't even know what time zone I'm in. But right, so it is Fast Company. Check, microphone check. Thanks, buddy, for keeping me straight on that. Yeah, I didn't even have I was just kind of like shooting from the hip on that. I didn't have any notes on it. But it still was Gwen Moran. I got her name because she was just awesome. And Oh wow, it's just been a whirlwind week. Oh, and then I was on Sirius XM, man. I was on the satellite, right, on with Chris and Meredith on Road Dog Trucking. I did they did an entire show on mental toughness. So that was pretty cool. And then last night I was on Bev Smith's show, and she's the queen of late night talk, and that goes out nationally syndicated. And she had me on for like an hour. I don't know, it was like an hour and 10 minutes or something, wasn't it? It was a long. She kept me on a long time, man.
I really enjoyed that. That was a very, very detailed interview. I mean, she really gave you some leeway to talk to the people. She really enjoyed it. She was really impressed. Her and her producers, they were really impressed. I was really impressed with the way the interview went. She asked really good questions. She gave some really good insight that allowed you to kind of expand upon what we do. And so I really enjoyed that. I thought it was remarkable.
Yeah, it was really fun for me because, Dutch, most of these, when we do media interviews, it's really quick. I have to soundbite stuff. And she just, it was just a relaxing conversation. She gave us a huge segment of time on her, a huge segment of airtime on her thing and on her show. And it was great. And she asked some good questions, though, that really, kept me on my toes, and she had, like you said, different she had different insights and different ways to ask the questions that normally we don't hear in corporate America or whatever. So it was really cool for me. It was a really good experience. But yeah, man, this has been it's just we're just going nuts. I mean, we got another contract today to go do training in August for an agency in August. I know you're working really hard on your end with the the student stuff, and it's just really fun, man. It's so much fun working with you, Dutch.
Well, I appreciate it. I think the reason that everything's coming together is because our vision is clear, sound. Our targets are clear. The meeting I had today, obviously we've announced that we have this initiative to challenge and train the youth of America, and actually that can't be done without our communities. We've always had this mindset that the only way we're gonna rise as a society is from our youth.
Right.
You've heard the cliche, they're our future. Well, they actually are our future.
Yeah, there's a reason that cliche is a cliche, right? I mean, there's
Absolutely.
a reason for that.
And if we're not developing it and we're not investing in their leadership skills and trying to increase those capabilities, we're going to be in trouble. So we've taken on the initiative along with the community, local communities, to provide that sort of training. And we're going to spearhead it. I had a wonderful meeting with the law offices up here in State College. And I'm so excited and so motivated, and so are they. And they're putting some of their resources, together to make this happen. We're going to have a tremendous fundraiser, and we're going to make this a thing. We're going to make it annual. We're going to probably do it a few times a year. But we're going to have a big blowout every year, and Lord willing, man, we're on our way to impacting the youth of this nation.
Yeah, I want to do it nationally. So do you. I mean, we're passionate about this. Is a bigger picture thing, and this is the thing, Dutch, about the message that we bring and what we teach, the content that you and I teach. For you and I, it's not just just something we do. It's really our purpose, and I would even say it's a calling for us. It's a higher purpose and a higher calling for us. It's a mission for us to bring this life-changing message, and it's wrapped practically so everybody can get a hold of it, or anybody can get a hold of it, which is really kind of what our topic is for tonight, right? That's the question that was asked, is can anyone be a leader, or are you just born to it? And that really kind of goes to the heart of what we do.
Absolutely. And that's a question. While it is a popular question, it is an answer that people think they already know. And I challenge that, because most people I talk to, they'll say something like, well, everyone's not a leader. Everyone can't be a leader. Certain people are born to lead. They'll make statements like that, which I totally don't subscribe to. I do feel like anyone can be a leader, and we're going to talk more about that.
Yep, we absolutely are. That's awesome. So this is a quote I came across today. I was reading, and it was a thought that struck me as I was reading this afternoon, doing our show prep. And it said, this is the kind of the idea of it. I don't really have it written down. It's not really a quote. It's kind of what I took from it. Is that the leader of any organization or movement is not the most important person. The first follower is the most important person in any movement, because after the first follower is actually a leader. If you think about it, they're a leader of sorts. But once you have the first follower, now the leader is actually leading something. And so the question came up last night when I was talking to Bev. She said that about do you have to be a follower before you can be a leader? And that the answer is that I believe is yes, you have to be a follower before you can be a leader, and you have to be a good follower before you can be a good leader. But what are your thoughts on that, Dutch?
Yeah, I think some of the reasons, if you're, especially coming through our program, if you're trained to be a leader, then what makes you a good follower is you understand what it takes to be a good leader. You understand what leadership needs as well. So if you're in a position, let's say for a project where you're not the leader of that particular project, your understanding of leadership is going to allow you to be the best follower possible, because you understand what the leader needs. You understand your importance to the mission. You're gonna be the best supporter of that leader possible, because you understand it, you get it, you get what leadership is, you get what leadership is dealing with. And so many times you have followers who don't have a clue of what it's like to be a leader. They've never been trained, they've never been through that rigors, they've never been through that process. So when it comes time to support the leader, they end up being a hindrance on the leadership instead of being a help. So for me, when I'm in a situation where I'm a follower, I examine what's needed by that leader. If I was the leader, what would I be looking for? What would I be needing? What would help me most? So I'm thinking as a leader, even though I'm not a leader, how I can help this leader. So you can only do that if you understand what leadership is, why leadership is, and how leadership is. And when you go through our training, you understand all those things. So you by default become a great follower through that understanding.
Right, and it always reminds me of, you watch that, what was that, the Trump reality show, Apprentice, right, the Celebrity Apprentice, and you got all these celebrities on there, right, then when they have to go out and the project manager, and it's always funny to watch how, like, the ones that aren't good followers, they're not good leaders either. The ones that are creating, so they're sowing discord, and they're like, they think they got a better idea, so they don't get in behind them, they don't support the leader, like, then They don't lead well either, because they're not sowing, if you will, they're not planting, that team spirit. So when they're in charge, they've already sown the seeds of discord, if you will. Have you found that?
Absolutely. I mean, people have memories, and when you're not supportive, I always tell people, and this especially in corporate America, when a decision has been made, and it's not necessary, because there's always the vote when there's a team, so to speak, or a group dynamic. A vote has to be taken for which direction we're going to go as a group, and let's say it's 10 of you, and it ends up being 7-3. So it's in favor of one idea, and it wasn't your idea.
Right.
From that point on, you need to treat that idea as if it was your idea, and get behind it as if that was your idea. You have to support it fully. But we know that some people, they don't. They'll fight it, and they'll want it to fail because it wasn't their idea. That's not a good situation to have. And if you're leading a situation like that, and you can't identify how to get those people on board, it can become a toxic situation, and those people are pulling you down. And they're going to remember when the situation is flipped, and they're gonna react a certain way that's gonna hurt them when they have a chance to perform when their idea was the one that was picked. The people who remember how you didn't support their idea, now they're not going to support your idea. So it causes a future problem.
Yeah. So, AJ, are we up on a break?
Yeah, break.
Okay, we'll be right back. This is the Get Warrior Tough radio show.